I want to discuss today 4 major scripts I had for my life. And what do you do when things don't work out the way you planned? I am going to tell you what my script was, what happened, did I reach that or not, did I have to change it totally, what's my version now? Let's get into it right now. My first script was that I was going to marry the love of my life. I was going to have this big, beautiful wedding. I had this plan since I was a child. This was my dream. This was what I wanted to do. It was going to be spectacular. It was going to be so wonderful, and I was going to be so happy. And my love of my life and I were going to just walk away into the sunset, right? I know many of us had this dream or this fairy tale. It did not happen for me. I got married twice, and both were lovely men, but they were not the love of my life, neither of them. And it was more out of need. It was more out of fear. It was more always afraid to be on my own. You know, that fear of being alone, that was me in a nutshell. Unfortunately, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen, but I still tried. I still tried to find my partner. I still tried to find that person. And, you know, I have searched my whole life, and I'm 65, and have never found the love of my life. Have I been in love? Yes. And most recently, my last boyfriend, I love him still to this day, but it was not meant to be. And no matter how I tried, it was not going to work. I've had to revise that. And my revision looks more like, well, if I do find the love of my life, and if I do get married, well, it's going to be a little low-key. It's going to be a destination wedding, or a wedding in a backyard, you know, in nature. That would be beautiful too. And I'm okay with that now. And I'm even okay with not getting married. I'm okay on my own, a lot better than I ever was in my life. Do I want that person? Yes. Do I need that person? No, not anymore. So that first script that I had did not come true. And even though I chased it for many, many years, it finally became really, really prevalent to me that I would never get that. When I was about 60, I still had that dream in my head, right? But I'm okay with it now. So the second script I had for myself was to have beautiful children that visit me a lot, show me tons of love. Well, do I have beautiful children? Absolutely, I do. Do they visit a lot? No. Do they show me love a lot? Sometimes, right? But not like I had envisioned it. And you know what? That is my fault. I made so many mistakes raising them on my own that it just couldn't be what I wanted it to be. No fault of theirs at all. I wish I would have done things differently. I wish I would have been a better mom. I started to have my children way too young. It just never worked out. But I don't blame them at all. Do I wish they visited more? Yes. Do I wish they'd call more? Yes. Now I have beautiful grandchildren, and I have a really good relationship with them. But unfortunately, I screwed up my relationship with my kids, and I am taking total responsibility for that. I have a son. His name is Daxton. He lives out west, and we are a little estranged, and I haven't seen him for a few years. We do talk occasionally, but not that often. My oldest daughter, she lives close by, is Dawn. Our relationship is mixed. We have good times and bad times, and it will be that way forever. I love her to the moon and back. And then we have my middle daughter, Amber. Her and I have had our ups and downs as well. And I love her with all my heart. And just an adorable, emotional little girl. And still is. And then my youngest is Heather. She is phenomenal. She's had her ups and downs herself. And her and I have had a pretty solid relationship. She's a few years younger than the other ones, 10 years younger than my son. So yeah, so she had the other kids to protect her a little bit. So our relationship is a bit stronger, and I love her to pieces. She is the one that spends the most amount of time with me. She calls me a lot, and she visits quite often. So I just love our relationship. But I still would like it to be better. I still would like it to be more. I still would like it to be the relationship I dreamed of. And I'm lucky enough to have an inherited daughter as well. And her name is Rachel. And we're very close, and I love her to bits, and she loves me too, which is wonderful. You can't have too many people to love or too many people that love you. I truly believe that. So this one is not so bad, you know. Do I wish it was different? For sure. But overall, I still feel pretty lucky to have them. And I feel very lucky that my life goes on with them and my grandchildren. And again, I have 5 grandchildren, and they're just awesome. They're fantastic. I had 1 son and 3 daughters and an inherited daughter, and I have 1 granddaughter and 3 grandsons and an inherited grandson. So totally opposite. So yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. I love them to pieces. The third major life script that I had, that I thought was going to be a big part of my life, was that I was going to buy a forever home. I was going to buy that home, raise my kids in it, be there with my husband for my whole life, and never move. Well, that didn't happen either. So I did have a couple of houses. I live in an apartment right now, so that tells you where I am. But I did have a few houses. My divorce, we had a house, and I signed the house over to him and I left. I bought a house on my own a few years ago, not that long ago. Had a fire, burnt to the ground. There were issues about the water table and that, about rebuilding, so I decided not to. And I bought a house in the city. I got myself in debt, and then I didn't know what to do about it, didn't know how to get out of it, panicked, and sold the house and left. And I haven't had a house since. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but I'm okay with that right now. Would I like a house? I don't know. I really don't want the responsibility. I don't want the worry about something going wrong. If I had a lot of money, then maybe I would want a house. But I don't have a lot of money. So I'm not sure that I really want that responsibility. Now, I wish I would have had one or kept a house before And then I would have that nest egg. And I wish I had that. But the house, the responsibility, all the repairs, all of that kind of stuff, no. But I would like a yard. Maybe I would like a little trailer somewhere for the summertime, or a cottage for the summer. That would be nice. Do whatever I want in the winter, and then have a place to go in the summer. That was lovely. That book is not closed, but I don't feel disappointed about that one at all. I'm okay. I'm disappointed about the money, but that's about it. So I'm okay where that turned out. Then my last one, I was sure this script, this major script that I had, I was sure I would grow old with someone. So many dreams and visions about growing old with someone, walking down the street holding hands and sitting on our porch in our rocking chairs. Isn't that what everybody wanted to do? I know I did. And for me, it was so important. But again, I'm 65 and I'm by myself. So that did not happen yet. I'm not counting myself out yet. I still have a number of years to live. So I'm definitely not counting myself out yet. But it's likely not gonna happen the way I envisioned it anyway. Could I still be with someone sitting on my porch while we're sitting in rockers or chairs and enjoying the yard? Absolutely. That can still happen. That can happen at any age. I could be 80 when that happens. So I'm not counting that out yet. But I have seen some things in my life, and I have experienced things in my life to make me wonder, does anybody really ever grow old together? You know, at some age, maybe one of you would go into a nursing home and the other one left by themselves. That would be horrible too, for both people. Or you lose your partner and then you're by yourself. I'm okay on my own right now. And if it's supposed to be this way and I live this way, that's fine. I just need to fill my life up and do the things that I wanted to do as a couple on my own or with somebody, no matter how long that relationship lasts. So that's what I've decided to do, is just live my life as I want to. If I want to travel, travel. If I want to sit out on my porch, which I call a balcony, sit out there and enjoy my view, I will. And if I want to go to a cottage, I'll rent a cottage. You know, anything that I want to do, I can do. I just have to plan for it. And I have to just make it part of my life. So basically, to sum up, not much from when I was young. All these life scripts that I had didn't happen. But oh my God, so many good things did. Now, there were hard times as well. And, you know, as you get to know me and as we talk about different aspects of life and retirement, you will hear some of them. There were things that happened that were terrible, like divorce, like death, like losing people you love, like losing relationships, like fights with your kids, losing friends, not being the way that you want to be. Your shadow side comes out and you're wondering, who the hell is that person? Where you treat somebody horrible and you wonder, oh my God, I'm not the best version of myself today, that's for sure, right? We all go through these things, but I assure you that life does go on and we do decide how we script our life. The only thing is, I think we have to be willing to rewrite those scripts often. So as you go through your life, be willing to rewrite your script and don't be afraid to scratch something and start a new script entirely. Be brave, be strong, and love endlessly. Bye for now.